Hello students, this is the 52nd lecture for SY BCom students. Subject name is Business Statistics, Semester 4, Unit 1, Lecture 3. Name of the topic is Time Series, Estimation of Trend by Moving Average Method, Examples and Problems. Lecture number 52, SY BCom students, Semester 4, Lecture 4. Name of the topic is Time Series. There are many factors which change with time. That is, as time passes, these values also changes. Their values also changes. For example, the population of a country, annual production of a crop, the daily maximum temperature of a place over number of days, the profit of a company for various years, price level of a commodity in different years, also all show the relative changes between time changes and change in value of the variables. Time series can be considered as a sequence of observations made at different times of some variable. Utility of time series. The purpose of time series analysis is to measure chronological variations. The main objective in analyzing time series is to understand, interpret, and evaluate change in economic phenomena in the hope of more correctly anticipating the course of future events. The objectives of analysis of time series are as follows. First objective, it gives a general description of the past behavior of the series. To analyze the past behavior and to forecast the future with the help of past behavior. Uses of time series can be given as follows. It helps in understanding past behavior. It helps in planning future operations. It helps in description of causes and factors operating in the present. It facilitates comparison of different time series. Components of time series. There are 4 types of basic factors which causes fluctuations of a time series, and they are called as components of time series. First is trend, which is also called as secular trend. Second component is seasonal variations, which is denoted by capital S. Third is cyclical variations, notation is capital C, and irregular variations, capital I. Methods of estimating trend. Trend can be estimated by several methods, of which we consider the following. First method, moving average method, least squares method, exponential smoothing method. Moving average method. Measurement of trend is possible only when fluctuations arising due to other 3 components of time series, that is seasonal, cyclical, and irregular, are smoothed out. This is nicely achieved in the method of moving averages. It consists of obtaining arithmetic means of successive operating values, so successive overlapping values. The method proceeds as follows. Suppose the following is a time series. Time values are t1, t2 up to tn, and respective y values are y1, y2 up to yn. Suppose we want to find moving averages of period m, say. This m, called period of moving average, is generally taken equal to the time interval for which 2 successive maxima of y are seen. The series of moving averages is calculated as follows. First moving average is equal to y1 plus y2 up to ym divided by m. Second moving average can be calculated as y2 plus y3 up to ym plus 1 divided by m. Third moving average is equal to y3 plus y4 up to ym plus 2 divided by m, and so on. Two cases arise. First, m is odd. In these situations, moving average is placed against the mid value of the time interval it covers. For example, if m is equal to 5, the moving average will be placed in front of the third value in the group. If m is even, when m is even, the mid value does not coincide with the original time series. In order to make it coincide with the time series, moving average of order 2 are taken. This process is called as centering. Examples based on moving average method. First example. Example based on moving average method. First example. Calculate 3 yearly moving averages for the following data. Year and inventory in turns values are given. We have to find 3 yearly moving averages. So year 1998, inventory value is 78. For year 1999, the inventory in turns is given as 73. For year 2000, inventory value is 71. 2001 year, inventory value becomes 73. For 2002, inventory is 75. For 2003, it becomes 78 tons. And for 2004, the inventory value becomes 73 tons. So according to the method, we have to consider the total of first three values, 78 plus 73 plus 71. So we will write in front of the middle observation 78 plus 73 plus 71. The total becomes 222. Divided by 2 will give us the 3 yearly moving average. So 222 divided by 3 is 74. Now in the second step, we have to leave first observation and take the next three observations. 73 plus 71 plus 73. We will write this in front of the middle observation. So 73 plus 71 plus 73. The total becomes 217 divided by 3 becomes 72.33. Now leave the first two observations, take the next three observations as 71 plus 73 plus 75. So 71 plus 73 plus 75, total is 219 divided by 3, the value is 73.00. Next value 73 plus 75 plus 78. Three observations total becomes 226 divided by 3, the value is 75.33. Now last three observations are 75 plus 78 plus 73. The total becomes 226 divided by 3. The answer becomes 75.33. So if you observe the 3 yearly moving averages, the values are 74, 72.33, 70, 73, 75.33 and 75.33. So we can conclude that the given time series shows increasing trend. See the next example. Compute 5 yearly moving average for the following data. So year and yield of wheat per acre in quintals, two columns are given to us. We have to find 5 yearly moving averages. So year 1964, the yield of wheat is 10.14 quintals. 1965 year, it becomes 11.53 quintals. For 1966, it is 9.33 quintals. For 1967, the value of yield of wheat is 9.14. For 1968, the value becomes 10.53. For 1969, the value is 8.33. For 1970, the value is 11.14. For 1971, the value is 11.53. For 1972, the value becomes 10.53. and for 1973 value is 12.44. Now we have to find 5 yearly moving average. So we will write the next column as 5 yearly moving total and last column 5 yearly moving average. So the first 5 values we will add. So 10.14 plus 11.53 plus 9.33 plus 9.14 plus 10.53, and we will write it in front of the middle value, that is in front of 1966. So it becomes 10.14 plus 11.53 plus 9.33 plus 9.14 plus 10.53. So the total is 50.67 divided by 5 will give us 5 yearly moving average, which is to be written in the last column. So the 5 yearly moving average becomes 10.134. Now in the second step, we will leave the first observation. We will take the total of next 5 observations. So 11.53 plus 9.33 plus 9.14 plus 10.53 plus 8.33. So the total becomes 48.86. So divided by 5 will give us the 5 yearly moving average as 9.772. So leave first 2 observations. Take the next 5 observations as 9.33 plus 9.14 plus 10.53 plus 8.33 plus 11.14. The total becomes 48.47 divided by 5. The answer is 9.692. So now take the next 5 observations. 9.14 plus 10.53 plus 8.33 plus 11.14 plus 11.53. The total becomes 50.67 divided by 5. The average becomes 10.134. Take the next 5 observations. 10.53 plus 8.33 plus 11.14 plus 11.53 plus 10.53. The total becomes 51.86 divided by 5. Give us the 5 yearly moving average as 10.372. Last 5 observations are 8.33 plus 11.14 plus 11.53 plus 10.53 plus 12.44. The total becomes 53.77 divided by 5. The answer is 11.754. So if you observe the trend, we can see that the observations are showing the increasing trend. So interpretation, the given time series shows increasing trend. See the next example. Compute 4 yearly moving averages for the following data. Year and rainfall in Pune in millimeter is given. So data is given for the year 1996 to 2003. We have to find 4 yearly moving averages. So see the data. Year 1996 rainfall is 648 millimeter. For year 1997 rainfall is 603 millimeter. For 1998 rainfall becomes 578 millimeter. For 1999 rainfall is 657 millimeter. For year 2000 it becomes 444 millimeter. For 2001 the rainfall is 519 millimeter. For 2002 rainfall becomes 576 millimeter, and for 2003 year rainfall becomes 551 millimeter. So as we have to find 4 yearly moving average, the first column which we are going to write is 4 yearly moving total. So first step in this 4 yearly moving averages, we will write the data by leaving one line in between, one blank line in between. So we have to consider the total of 648 plus 603 plus 578 plus 657. The 4 values total becomes 2486 divided by 4 will give us 4 yearly moving average as 621.5. Now leave the first observation. Next 4 observations are 603 plus 578 plus 657 plus 444. The total becomes 2282 divided by 4 gives us 570.5. Then leave first two observations, take next four observations. 578 plus 657 plus 444 plus 519. The total becomes 2198 divided by 4 will give you 549.5. Then next four observations are 657 plus 444 plus 519 plus 576. The total is 2196 divided by 4 will give you the 4-yearly moving average as 549.0. And last four observations are remaining as 444 plus 519 plus 576 plus 551. The total becomes 2090 divided by 4 will give you 522.5. So this becomes 4-yearly moving total and 4-yearly moving average. Now the next two columns we have to calculate as 2-yearly moving total and 4-yearly moving average centered. So we will add the averages values 621.5 plus 570.5. So total becomes 1192. We have to write the total in between these two values. So the answer is 1192 divided by 2 gives us 4-yearly centered moving average as 596. Then 570.5 plus 549.5. The total becomes 1120. We have to write it at the middle position divided by 2 will give you 4-yearly centered moving average as 560. Then 549.5 plus 549.0. The answer is 1498.5 divided by 2 becomes 549.25. Then last two values are 549 plus 522.5. The total becomes 1071.5 divided by 2. The answer is 535.75. So if you observe the data, the value, first value is 596, second value becomes 560, third value is 549.25 and the fourth value is 535.75. So we can write the comment as data of rainfall at Pune in millimeter during 1996 to 2003 shows decreasing trend.